Welcome to Home Capital's series on home ownership. Buying your first house can be a daunting task, and in this series, we simplify the entire process for you. Once all the paperwork is complete, that is when we move to the next process of actual disbursal of the home loan. The disbursal of the loan is the final stage in the home loan process, and the home loan will be disbursed only after the following three steps are completed. The first one is the property has been technically appraised by the bank. Next, all the legal documents that are required, they have been signed off and all the documentation work is complete. And the final step being that you as a buyer have made the down payment towards the property as per your agreement with your builder. So what you must understand here is that you have to finish funding the down payment of the property as per the agreement between you and the developer, and it's only after you finish making the down payment will the bank start its disbursement process. When the bank is going to disburse the loan to you, whether the bank does a complete disbursement or what is known as a full disbursement or a partial disbursement depends on the stage of construction of the property that you are purchasing. The disbursement schedule is generally stated in the home loan agreement that you've just signed off with the banker. The lender will consider only the construction stage and will not actually be bothered about the installment payment timelines as stipulated by the builder. Meaning, if the builder has not completed the construction as per the construction schedule, the banker will actually not disburse the loan, and the actual disbursement happens only after they see visibly that the construction is going as per the schedule of the builder. In case of a full disbursement of the loan, your EMI payments will start from the month following the month in which the full disbursement has been made. Again, your EMI schedule is going to be a part of your home loan agreement. And in the case of a partial disbursement, that is when the property is under construction, you will have to pay only a pre-EMI interest till the time when actually the complete disbursement is done. That is over the period of the construction of the property. Once the complete disbursement is done and you get possession of the property, it is only after that that your actual EMI payments start. Till that time, what you will be paying to the banker is only a pre-EMI interest. To help you understand this, let's look at our example of Mr. and Mrs. Sharma who had applied to the bank for a loan. This is what their schedule looks like as per the agreement that they signed off with the banker. In the first year, they're looking to get 20% of the loan being disbursed for an amount of 12.85 lakhs. In the second year, 15% of the loan gets disbursed. The balance 15% gets disbursed in the third year, and it's only after the third year that the final disbursement of the 50% of the loan that happens. And during this entire period, when the loan is being disbursed in parts, what Mr. and Mrs. Sharma need to budget for is to pay for the pre-EMI interest till they get a possession of the property. Again, the actual amount of loan that the banker will disburse will be a function of their physical verification of the actual construction that is happening, and it is not necessary or the bank is not bound to disburse the loan based on the schedule given by the builder. As long as the builder is keeping up to his terms of the construction going as per the plan, you will expect your banker also to disburse the loan based on the stage of construction at which the developer has reached. One very common question that gets asked at the time of disbursement of the loan is, can I pre-close the home loan at any point of time in the future? Whether you can pre-close the home loan or not is again mentioned in your home loan agreement along with the terms under which the home loan can be pre-closed. Now, it can happen at some point of time in the future that you receive an inheritance from your parents, or you receive a huge bonus payout, or you've managed to accumulate a good amount of saving and you want to go ahead and repay the loan, get rid of it completely so that you have peace of mind that you do not have a liability outstanding. In such a case, what will happen is you have to go back and look at your home loan agreement, whether it is allowed as per the terms of the agreement and whether there is any prepayment charges to be paid or not. In more often than not, you will find that there are no penalties which are levied by financial institutions today for pre-closure of the home loan. Also, you need to keep in mind that if you decide to pre-close the home loan, it will require you to make a huge payout, and you will also let go of any tax benefits that you are enjoying in terms of the principal and interest payment. Keeping that in mind, your final call of pre-closure of your home loan will depend on how comfortable you are in continuing with the loan or not, and whether or not you're interested in continuing to take the tax benefit associated with servicing the home loan. Having said that, it is a good idea to ensure when you sign off the home loan agreement that it clearly states that there are no prepayment penalties, so that you at least have the option with you to pre-close the home loan at your choice. Let's do a quick look at the various things you must consider as a borrower before you finalize your home loan. Choose the lender who offers you the lowest EMI, because over a period of time it can have a substantial effect in the total amount you will save when you go with the financial institution that is offering you a lower EMI compared to others. Although you will have different institutions offering you tenures varying from 15 to 30 years, it is not necessary that opting for the institution that is offering you the highest tenure is the best option, only because the higher the tenure of the home loan, higher is the amount of interest that you will land up paying on servicing that particular home loan. One additional feature you can look for is whether your lender is willing to also fund the cost of furnishing of your house. Now, generally when you purchase a house, you can budget an amount equal to 10% of the cost of your house towards furnishing the house, and if your lender is willing to fund even the cost of furnishing of the house, that can be an added advantage in case you need that extra funds at your disposal. Finally, choosing a lender who's offering you options such as calculating the interest on a daily or a monthly reducing balance versus using the annual reducing balance can help you as a borrower, because it can result in a small saving based on the daily balance or the monthly balance, which when you add up over a long period of time can result in a substantial amount of interest being saved during the tenure of your home loan. So you can see that there are a number of features that are associated with a home loan, and you have a number of options to choose depending on what you think best fits your personal finances, in terms of whether you want a longer tenure loan because that is what is fitting into your surplus available today, or you would want to take a loan which has an option to even get the furnishing of the house funded by your lender, versus taking a home loan which gives you the flexibility to close it at any point in time, so that you are free mentally in terms of no more loan EMIs to be serviced. Finally, the choice that you make is a function of what suits your personal finances the best, and today as a borrower you are actually spoiled for choices because of the competition in the market, where the bankers and the financial institutions are vying for lending out these monies to you as a home loan borrower. The Home Capital community assists and guides you successfully through your journey of home ownership. Join India's first community of home buyers and home owners and take your next step towards home ownership.